It wasn't part of the plan. I didn't know what was going on when I left with Floor's mom. Where are you? He sent that ages ago. I didn't hear it come in. He sent another one since then. He says that he hopes I'm alright and that he's not bothering me. The newest one says everybody's going to the parking lot soon and we can meet up there. He lowered his phone, eyes narrowed. The same conclusion that was settling on you had landed on Cove as well. So it was on purpose. Yup, our moms and sis totally planned this. Yup. The crowd of people passing by stayed as noisy as ever, a sharp contrast to the sounds that had fallen over you and Cove. He was rubbing the screen of his phone against his shirt, wiping away dirt and debris. He continued scrubbing the screen long after anything could have remained. The action was a poor substitute for pushing away the awkwardness of the moment. You felt right about it all. There was no malice behind the plot, and you were quite sure of that. Your moms must have had their reasons for doing this, and it hadn't harmed you in any way. It can be pretty weird, huh?
Are you okay?
Are you alright? His voice was gentle. Yeah, really. That's good. Abandoning us without a warning wasn't really a cool idea. Even if they meant well, which they probably did. He looked you straight into the eyes. Not making a big deal out of this is nice. I'm not exactly thrilled, personally, so if you want to complain to me, you can. I don't have anything to complain about. Nothing? Ever? I don't know. His mouth hung open, and then he laughed.
No way.
Come on! I got plenty of stuff to complain from just the stunts I've pulled myself, let alone what's happened today. You cracked a grin at that, despite yourself. He could certainly be a troublemaker when he wanted to be, but he could also be so kind. After a moment, he stepped away from you, his face turned. Cove furrowed his eyes and took a deep breath. His brow ceased, and then furrowed deeper into his scowl, his arms tightly coiling together. So they did do something stupid! I knew it! His voice had taken on an exaggerated quality, but what truly distinguished it from Cove's typical speaking tone was an abundance of rage. This is such a chore! Parents are so dumb! Why do you have to go places with family members anyways? I hate them! You got it instantly. It had been years since the boy with the bowl cut had been in our town for the summer, but Cove never had forgotten. To this day, he continued to unleash his impersonation whenever the moment felt right. Sometimes you wondered if the act had grown more exaggerated over the years, if the kid really was always that ridiculous. You played along. Oh, Okay, don't go angsty now, you're 18. I would play along. Wow, what's wrong with you? I'm not wrong, actually. If you were as smart as me, you'd know that. Cove gave you a lopsided smile, letting the joke rest for now. Oh, Jeremy. Yeah, I remember who he's talking about. I forgot his name, though. Come on, we should probably go meet up with the group. Yeah. You didn't dally any longer, slipping back into the crowd and making your way towards the entrance to the farmer's market. It didn't take long to reach the parking lot. Your parents, Mr. Holden, and Liz were already waiting there, and they waved at you both as you approached. Your own family seemed to be in pretty good moods. In contrast to Mr. Holden, he actually feels duped by it all. He stared down Cove with open concern as you got closer. Hey, bud. Hey, Four. How you doing? We'd be better if we hadn't been abandoned in a farmer's market by our families. Dang! You saw with your mom frowning at his response, Ma glancing over to Cove with Mom blinking eyes. Just because Four is really laid back doesn't mean you can just leave him out of your plan and expect him to go with it every time. Honestly, I've literally had people say that to me before. Like literally. I am a very laid back dude. I'm just like, live and let live, you know what I mean? Ma hugged her head, ashamed, and Ma had already had her hand pressed to her cheek. You could totally tell that they were quickly regretting their stream. I'm so sorry, Four. Her words were full of emotion. Mom squeezed Ma's hand. We were trying to make an errand more of a trip, less of a chore. Ma nodded. We didn't think you, Cove, and Liz want to be stuck trudging a market with your parents all day. Especially not in the summer. Oh, and that was Mom. Oh, pardon. Oh. This could be why he's a fam now. Imagine a friend scold your own family. That is kind of true. Like that was actually really brazen of him to do. But you're always so thoughtful. I didn't like to leave your moms behind, so we did it ourselves. It was only going to be for the market, not the other stops. I promise. Still, you're right. We could have told you and had you make your own coal. I'm really sorry. Neither of us meant to upset you. All gas, no bricks, and we should have known better. Sorry. Ma teased me too after pulling her potty break stunt, if that helps. I went off to do my own shopping, as it seems they planned.
Sorry.
Okay, no lie, that's kind of... Liz is the most screwed over by this situation, because she actually ended up alone. That is actually kind of sad. I'm sorry I didn't check it back in with you. I wasn't thinking, just try to blow it off. Liz is the one who should be pissed, not Mr. Greenhead. You quickly took in their stories of what happened. Over to the side, Cove was talking to his dad. Thanks for letting me telling me something was up. Though I feel bad for missing the warning when you sent it. That's no trouble, sport. I learned my lesson about making surprise plans. Cove smiled at his dad. Mr. Holden, laughing, clapped Cove on the back. Wow, we're really being outplayed today. You realize you hadn't been the only onlurkings to the Holden's moment. Your moms were exchanging rueful looks. Liz had her arms crossed over her chest, patiently watching it all unfold. Yeah, looks like it. We'd better find a way to catch up.
In that case,
Maybe we can do forced chores for the next week. Mom jabbed Mom's shoulder. You might be onto something. How'd you like to sound that? Honestly, the funny thing is that I thought she was going to be like, no, you're giving too much. They looked at you hopefully. Okay, actually, that's kind of good. This is what I want to say. You don't have to do anything. It was cute. It was with good intention. Sure. I think we do. Come on. At the very least, we can make sure everyone stays together for the rest of the stops we're making today. You all nodded at the suggestion. We won't let you down. We'll be in the best sheepdogs ever, guarding the flock and catching any strays. We can at least be shepherds. You chuckled, your mood lifting in spite of the bumpy morning. It was going to be all right. You turned to the entrance for the farmer's market for one final glance, pressing it into your memory under this new light. You thought on about what you picked up at the market and how you're going to enjoy it later. Some things you could only get from local suppliers like this. That was another perk about coming along to the market today. Actually, you realized this would be a good time to bring out the fudge you got to share while everyone is clustered together. Hey, wait, before we go, I've got something for everybody. The announcement grabbed everyone's interest, and they looked over at you, each curious about what you had in store. You had dug your hand to the bag and pulled out this specially selected treat. I saw this amazing fudge stall, so I got us a box for us to share. There's... Oh, that's so sweet of you. Yeah, there's 4 of us, right? Like, they gave us 4 pieces, so that's... No, somebody's... No matter what, I'm sure it won. Because you got Cove's dad, Liz, and the 2 moms. So there's 5 people here. That's kind of messed up. The Holdens were wearing matching grins at the prospect of the free dessert, and their family resemblance were notable as they mirrored each other's expression. Sweet is the right word for this. Thank you very much for... Yeah, thank you. Nothing for Liz? Yo, this cutscene is doing Liz so dirty. My god. Who wrote this and why do they hate Liz? Great, I can't wait to bust it open. We should save it for tonight. You can't properly enjoy a treat when there's still chores to be done. Besides, we don't want to make a mess with it melting in this heat. The others murmured their agreements and nodded, reaching a consensus. You stowed the box away safely for now. Yeah, this is so messed up because he gets 5 now. Because he took one, Mr. Holden took one, and then both moms took one. So Liz gets 0 and he gets 5. That's so messed up. Cove then sidled up to you. Sidled? Sidled. I think saddled. We'll just say saddled up to you. And an eager smile on his face. You can tell from his expression he was up to something. Thanks again for getting the fudge. It was really cool of you. You knew that he hadn't just come over just to thank you individually, not with that huge smirk. I got something to share too. But, well, only share with you. I guess I'm not as nice. Oh well. You cooked up a scheme of your own? He laughed. Anyway, I sort of picked out something with you in mind. You held out your hand to your chest, staring at Cove as he explained further. Since your moms decided we should shop separately, I figured I could use the time to get you something. Just as a little surprise. You reached into one of his bags and retrieved one of the wrapped up objects. You accepted the unexpected present, and he looked on excitedly as you tore off the paper. It was a coffee drink in a glass bottle. You didn't need to taste it to know it would be good. It was a boutique product. It was heavy in your hands, the container and small metal cap reaffirming the quality. Even the label, constructed from coarse paper rather than a flimsy sheet of plastic, was distinctive. You're practically bouncing in anticipation, and he smiled sweetly at your reaction. It's not a big deal, but I thought you might like it. No physical touch? No physical touch? That's so sad. You're so wonderful. You weren't the only one who had that idea. His eyes began to widen. I got something for you too, when you weren't around. There was a burst of laughter, first from your mom, followed by a chorus of chuckles from the other three. You'd forgotten about Liz. You'd forgotten that they were still hanging around. Unfortunately, they hadn't paid you and Cove the same courtesy, and had been listening in on your conversation. Shippers! Let's go. You weren't even apart for a whole day. And you were both still used that as a chance to get to each other little gifts. Ma clasped her hands together, eyes bright. That's so lovely. A day? It was less than a whole morning. True, I don't ever want to think what happens when you spend a real time apart. That's my boy. You reached back into the bag where you had first received the box of fudge for everyone, shuffling it back aside to take out the other one underneath. You chuckled coolly, aware that the others were still watching you. The first one was for everybody, but that's not all I got. I brought a second bunch of fudge that's just for you. Cove's face lit up, his grin stretching from ear to ear. The laughter that came from the others... the laughter that came from the others, who were fully tuned to your little show, didn't appear to reach him. Again, he should be feeling bad right now because he ate Liz's and he's getting his own box. Really? It's only for me? Cove reached out and took the box in both hands, holding it like a precious treasure. Thank you, thank you, thank you! He looked at you with shining eyes. At this rate, it wouldn't just be your little group that known you'd been treating him. The whole parking lot was going to learn about it. Behind Cove, you could see Mom watching you both, with a smile of hilarity. See? This is why he's so attached. You've spoiled him. You shouldn't make fun, fam. It's clearly mutual. Besides, I don't hear you complaining when I'm spoiling you. Yeah, Ma's totally the top. Ma pitched Mom's cheek, making her laugh as she batted the hand away. It wasn't her face cheek. Just saying. True, true. Liz clapped her hands together with the air of a teacher calling for attention. Since the other adults aren't acting like grown-ups, the rest of us are going to have to pick up the slack. It's time to get back on schedule and continue with the rest of the errands. Playtime is officially over. Ma laughed while Mr. Holden grinned awkwardly. Mom hung her head in an exaggerated display of mock defeat. Kids are tough. I can't even call them kids